he starts trying to shoot me, but his gun jams. So he drops his mag, and I take my chance. I jump up out of the seat. I grab his gun, grab his mag, load it in there, shoot the kid in the back seat. Dude, like in my dream, they're not old people. Like they're like teenagers.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Yapping Around the Campfire. I'm Thomas.
And I'm Sydney.
And today we have a special guest. I know yesterday we said that we were going to have Olivia, or yesterday, sorry, on our first podcast, we said we were going to have Olivia. That flanked. She flanked on us. So I guess we couldn't have Olivia on here. So,
Flanker!
So we got one of my best friends, Nathan Stiles. Say what's up.
Hello, everybody.
And I've known Nathan for about 15 years. Like, it's been forever. I've known him.
Second grade.
Yeah, second grade. So I'm like 17 years almost.
17 years.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So 17 years, Nathan and I have known each other. We met walking around the neighborhood, huh?
Yep, shirt off, walking down the neighborhood. I'm about, I don't know, 6 years old. Thought he was some other random dude, one of my friends from school.
And I was terrified of you. I thought you were Nick at the time.
Oh, yeah,
Your
my brother
and
Nick.
I was like, oh, dude, I can't. I'm going to fight this guy here in about 4 seconds.
I rode down there, and then we've been friends for...
You don't remember this? You didn't know this?
No, I don't remember this at all. This
Yeah,
is just like a,
Yeah, 17 years ago, walking down the street. I was young.
Me and Nathan got some funny stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, the loser one. When you called that guy a loser?
Yeah.
I thought you were against that.
I
did call him a loser.
I didn't call him a loser.
Yes, you did.
I didn't say it to
Oh,
him.
you said your mom's fat?
No, I just said loser really loud.
Oh, yeah, loser. And then, so we were outside of our house,
Mhm.
and a guy was backing out of his driveway. He, like, drove off, and Nathan just screams, loser!
We're playing with chalk on the sidewalk.
Yeah, we're playing chalk.
Minding our own business. The dude gets in his truck right across the street from your dad's house. We get in. I yell it. All you hear is, he slams on his brakes, slams it into reverse, parks right back to where he was. He gets out. He goes, I'm going to go talk to this kid's fucking parents. Me and Tom freak out. This dude, okay, at the time, I thought, like, your parents hated me. So
He didn't want to go inside.
So I didn't go inside. Thomas bolted it inside. Shut the door on me.
I ain't gonna be out there.
Dude, he left me there. I'm like, dude's out at it. He's got on his phone. He's like digging through his backseat. He's like, I'm gonna go talk to this kid's parents. Blah blah. I'm like, oh my god, we're done. Like, this is it. I'm dead.
Yeah.
So I find like a break. I'm like freaking out behind. I'm like hiding behind the pillar of the house, and I'm listening to this dude tell his phone, whoever he's talking to. He's like, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna talk to his dad's parents. I'm like, oh my god. I was like, I can't. I'm like 8 years old, 9 years old. I'm freaking out. So my skateboard was sitting right behind the truck. I book it, grab my skateboard, right down the house. I go straight to my other friend's house, go into his house just in case he follows me home or something. So I go to somebody else's house, my other friend's house, to just double check. Come over the next day. Tom's like, yeah, he never came over.
Dude,
What? You guys are troublemakers from the start, man.
Yeah. What I never said before is that I went inside, instantly ratted on you. I said, Dad, Nathan said something to this guy. He's coming into the house. Dad, please, I'm scared of this guy.
The worst part about it is I was out there for a good 5 minutes and he had just snitched on me. So it's either I get yelled at by this dude across the street or the guy inside.
I was not ever going to do that. Oh my god. Cindy, when did you first meet Nathan?
I don't even remember. He just started coming around, and then I was like, "Yep, that's Nathan." It was
good
Nathan.
times, like in high school.
Nice.
Oh wait, no, even elementary, right? My mom would bring you donuts and stuff.
Yeah, dude, Spaceman. It was Henry wearing a space jacket.
Oh my gosh, that's where you got it from.
Even when you didn't show up to school, like, she'd still bring me donuts.
I know, with Olivia.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny, dude.
I always get donuts. Yeah, it was a good time. You'd always text me on your phone, on your dad's phone, when you're grounded, your phone's gone. You're like, dude, just come over, just walk in. I'd get a message from your dad, and I'd be like, why is he texting me? I was like 15 years old. I'm like, why is his dad texting me on Facebook? I open it up. Hey, it's Tom. Come over. I lost my phone. All right. I got my phone taken away.
Yeah.
I'm grounded. So he's like, just come over.
You know what's funny? Nathan got so integrated that even when I was grounded, he was able to come over.
Exactly. I know, because Dad and Anna would both be like, oh yeah, no, we love Nathan. Have him come on over.
Yeah.
Like, you were the only exception.
I know, because I'd be there when
friends.
all of you guys were getting yelled at. Like,
Yeah.
they would come home and everybody would be like, all right, sit on the couch. I'd sit there like so awkward.
You'd get in trouble with us.
Yeah, I felt like I was getting yelled at. I was like,
Getting grounded.
I felt like I was getting yelled at because sweeping's not done. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm sitting in the corner all awkward. I'm like, I don't even live here.
You honestly, yeah, you earned it because like even like we were able to spend the night at each other's houses on school nights.
Mhm.
Like our parents did not care.
Oh, yeah, that
dude.
was a thing, huh?
The
Yeah.
first night I ever spent the night here,
Oh my.
this dude had the biggest like sound bar on the top of his bed. I'm
You
laying
know,
on
like,
the
one that mom threw out, and I was like, I'm taking that,
yeah.
brother.
So he had the sound bar.
I have that in my house right now.
Wait, do you?
The big thick one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on my
Oh,
couch.
it's still in the family.
Yeah, it's still in the
Keep
family.
it in.
I looked at it, I was like, I'm gonna take that from the garage sale. That would sound some nice stuff.
Yeah.
It was loud, but I was laying on the floor, and we're about to go to bed. And he's like, all right, I'm gonna set an alarm. Never disconnected it. And this dude, the next morning, his alarm is blaring. He's not waking up to it. Like he has a pillow over his head. I'm sitting there like, it is like on full blast alarm. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh my
I'm like, this dude needs to turn this off. It's like pissing me off. I'm like, and I'm so mad. Wah, wah, wah. Oh my god.
Dude, I don't know why I didn't wake up to that because it was like rattling the bed too.
It was right above his head.
Oh my god.
But whatever. Nathan, you got any ghost stories for us? Because originally with Olivia, we kind of went into this zone and we want to know.
Oh man, I don't have any ghost stories.
No ghost stories, nothing scary now.
I have ghost stories that aren't mine.
All right, tell them.
Well, so
Creepypasta.
no, they're not fake, but Katie, my girlfriend, her house is like fucking demonic, dude. There's some crazy stuff that goes on in there. I'm not even kidding. They all there's like 6 of them in the house. They all claim to see a dark figure at least once in that house.
Oh my god.
In their corners and their rooms and stuff. But they had one time, they said Ty was sitting on the couch, Katie was sitting right next to him, and then their mom sitting on the couch right next to him. And the way their house is set up, they have the living room, and then the hallway goes down to all the bedrooms and stuff like that. So their daughter, Ty's daughter Elena, was sitting in there, and she comes out. She goes, "Yeah, Dad." Ty's mouth is full of food, like they're eating food, full of food. Apparently, Elena had heard somebody say her name, and her mom claimed to have heard the name too. But Ty's sitting there chowing on his food. Nobody else heard it besides them two, and it was like one freak out. And then Ty was laying in bed one night. This is like pretty creepy to me. So he's laying there, and he feels his sheet get tugged off of him. So he wakes up a bit and he looks around. Obviously, his wife and kid are sitting there, and he thinks, "Oh, it was just them, like one of them doing it." But they're dead asleep, like completely knocked out. So he takes the bed sheet and like tucks himself under. You know how like you roll over into your sheet and kind of like lock it in. This happened a second time. Boom, ripped the sheet off. Middle like 3, 4 in the morning.
Oh my god.
Yeah, ripped the sheet off like, and he was just like freaking out, and I was like,
I would say would be like, okay, then join me.
I know. I guess. Hey, you want more blanket? Fine. Take it.
Fine,
Go get me
take
another
it.
one.
Pull his pants down.
Jesus. Oh,
What? Explicit. No, dude, that's crazy. That's Olivia. Olivia saw a dark figure in this house, and I mean, I had sleep paralysis, and I saw like dark figures in the closet. So it's like,
oh man.
yeah, Olivia saw a figure in her doorway and she went to go push it, is what she was saying.
Yeah.
She thought it was me.
Yeah.
And she went to go push it and it wasn't there. Like
She just
there
fell
was
through
no
it.
one through
like she
it.
fell
Like,
through it,
Tell me
cried,
about it.
and went to my mom's room, hid under the bed, dude, slept underneath the bed.
I just got chills right now.
yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
it's wild.
I did like rethinking about it. I'm like, ooh.
Well, have you had
shoot.
sleep paralysis or anything?
No, I've had really messed up dreams though.
Okay, that's what I was about to say. I asked somebody today. It was us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we.
I've
talked
had
about
some
the nightmares.
really, really like graphic dreams.
Dude, we gotta bring up the
Me
nightmares.
too. Oh, my
Sunny,
nightmares
you
have
go
been a little
first.
bit too much.
Go.
No, like I'm about
There-
to say some messed up stuff.
There was one.
Let's not.
There was one about our cousin Jessica. We started just hanging out so much at this time. It was just, when you hang out with someone so much, they just randomly appear in your dream. Because I have dreams every single night. Nightmares, dreams, whatever it could be. It's every single night. There's not one night I don't have a dream. So I started having her in my dreams. And there was this one dream where it was me and her, and she had a baby at the time. And this was years and years ago that I had this dream. She had a baby, and we were on the picnic and stuff. Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, look, there's an ice cream truck. Let me go get the ice cream truck." I'm like, "Okay, cool." I'm here sitting with the baby, like holding the baby. I was watching her like at the ice cream truck. Look down at the baby. Look back up. There is a man with a gun against her head.
Whoa.
Shoots her head.
Oh my god.
I see like the blood and everything, and I went to grab the baby, and I just dashed for it.
What was the baby's name?
I don't know what the baby's name was.
Not Thomas.
But I don't know. It was a
Not
blonde
Logan?
baby. It was a blonde baby.
Thomas
and it
or
was
Logan.
like, I was like, I can't just hang out with Jessica with just the one.
Oh
I have to
my
deal with the
gosh.
both, okay?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I ran with the baby, and I don't know, it all of a sudden ended up being like Dad's neighborhood. The 3rd Street that was off limits
Forbidden
for us,
Third
you know,
Street.
quote unquote off limits.
The off limits.
So
Like,
I ran
ghetto.
around there knocking on doors like help. I went into Dad's house and was like, oh, here's like a baby like carrier and all that kind of stuff. Put the baby in there. Literally knocking on doors while this man is hunting me down
Oh
in
my
the
God.
house?
in the
In the
whole
neighborhood.
neighborhood.
Oh.
And I was just stuck with the 2 streets, not like the other street where you know, Nick and Cheska lived.
Yeah.
Not that street. It was only our street and the off limits street.
Oh, man.
And I was just running away from him, and like I think I got so exhausted I just finally woke up.
Oh my God.
But it was so graphic. It was horrible.
Real quick, the off limit street is just a street we made. Like it's a residential street with houses, but we claimed it to be off limits because all the people on that street hated when we like would ride our bikes or play down that
we were
street.
scared of them.
Yeah.
And if you're like to set it up, like if you just grabbed your 3 fingers and drew straight lines down, that's how our neighborhood layout was. So you
Exactly.
can
They all,
kind
and
of
they all tied in together, but there was one street that we claimed as off limits.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was off limits street, but that's also where I don't know if you guys remember, but Big Eyed Kevin, he used to live over
nobody
there.
wanted to. Big Eyed Kevin, we loved him though.
I know we loved him. We hung out with
We
him
need
so
Big Eyed
often.
Kevin on the pod.
Big Eyed Kevin.
You don't remember Big Eyed Kevin?
This kid named Kevin, he had just huge eyes.
My dad called him Big Eyed Kevin.
So
I
we
don't-
started calling Big Eyed Kevin.
And I don't know Big Eyed
Bro,
Kevin.
he never left our house. He was always
He
hanging
was
out.
always hanging out.
I'd get
no
off
one
school,
like
dude. Was
we
there.
would hang out with him, but it wasn't like a memory we always cherished with him.
It was,
It
like,
was
he was
just
always there.
we know it was Big Eyed Kevin.
He was funny because he'd do like stupid stuff. Like you know how we
Yeah.
like we'd make fake ramps and stuff. Dude
Yeah.
would just like hit him as hard as he could, you know, on a
Literally.
bike and just
Oh,
do
crazy
tricks
kid.
and then
crazy.
crash, you know, stuff like that. Like that kid did not get hurt. That
He
kid
didn't.
never died.
Big Eyes, man. He can just
He's a
eyeball anything.
cameraman.
He just can eyeball it. Dude.
Yeah,
He's
no,
good.
seriously. That's
But-
wild though.
yeah, yeah.
That's scary.
Mhm.
All right.
Oh, dude, I had a dream almost like similar to that
I
one.
have one just like it too.
Okay, so I have 2 that I've shot. I've been shot and I've shot.
Oh.
So
Oh.
the one that I've been shot happened like a couple months ago. I'm over at there's like the cul-de-sac at the old house, like
Mhm.
over by my old house. There's a little cul-de-sac, but I was at the first house and we knew somebody who lived there. Like as soon as you come in, there's the house on the left, but I knew somebody who lived there, and one of my friends had lived there now in my dream. So I'm in there, I'm hanging out, like it's just a normal dream. Like I didn't know if it was like a nightmare or whatever.
Mhm.
I'm just in there, and then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna head out. Like I'm gonna leave. So my truck was parked on the other side of the cul-de-sac. So I start walking over there, and I noticed there was like a Crown Vic, like parked almost like right next to mine. And right as I was about to get to my truck, 3 dudes hop out, and they start holding me at gunpoint. And in my mind, like the only thing I could think about is like getting to my glove box because you know I carry and my
Mhm.
gun is in there.
He's
So
got a
I'm like,
Glock 40 in there.
5.
Glock 45, sorry. Guys.
So I'm like, okay, like I need to get there and I'll be fine. So they end up backing me more towards like the back of the house, like towards the house I was hanging
Mhm.
out in. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, chill. Like I don't want anything. Like take whatever. And then the dude just comes up, shoots me 3 times on the side, and I drop right there. But in my dream, I don't wake up yet. So like in my dream, I fall asleep. If that makes sense. Like I fall asleep in my
Mhm.
dream,
yeah.
and then I wake up like gurgling, like I'm literally dying.
Yeah.
So I'm like fighting, like I'm trying to get up, like I'm crawling on my truck, and I get to my truck and then I just wake up. But I woke up like I could still feel the gunshots in my side, like that's how like vivid like the dream was.
Ugh,
It was.
that's
I woke
horrible.
up. I literally got up because I was about to go to work, grabbed my gun, put it in my waistband, walked to my truck, and I looked for any suspicious car that was in there. That's how paranoid I was
Yeah.
after that dream. Like
That's
I woke up.
terrifying,
gosh.
dude.
I woke up and I checked. I looked at every car and I was like, every car looks fine, like it's supposed to be here, but like I
Really?
wasn't no chances.
Really quick,
That's
do you
so
guys
wild.
do you remember the guys' faces or were they covered?
They didn't have faces, just
Oh,
black face,
black.
black.
Ugh.
like
They didn't have like scary faces, but they like I don't remember a face.
their faces like
it was almost
if
like they
you squint.
no, it was almost
kinda
like
blurred.
it was almost like they were wearing a black hood, but the shade like blacked out their
Oh,
faces.
blacked
You know what I
out
mean?
their
It was
So-
like real life. Like if I got shot in real life, there's no way I'm remembering who
Yeah.
shot
See,
me.
yeah,
you know?
no, the guy in my dream, he didn't wear like anything in particular. It was
Mm,
just
my
like
gosh,
a
that's
t-shirt
like
and
mine.
pants,
Yeah.
and he didn't wear like a jacket or anything. But I can't remember his face. But I can remember exactly what Jessica was wearing in my dream, and it was
Yeah.
Really?
like I can remember every little detail.
See, I don't remember anything besides like going to my truck and like the whole like feeling of it.
Yeah.
The second story I have is more like messed up because it involves like teenage children.
Uh huh.
So it's not
And
like
you're doing
the
the shooting. All right,
that's
brother.
why I'm saying it's like it's messed up. But so I'm sitting there in front of a house again, chilling with my friends. But so we're just sitting there talking. And I know where a car just pulls up, starts shooting. No joke, starts laying it down. So I duck, I run, run around the corner, and I hop in a car. Me and another guy hop in this car, and I'm like I'm sitting in the car, but I'm not in the seat. I'm on the floor, laying on the seat, like my arms were on where your butt would be.
Yeah.
And I'm looking up, and I'm looking out the window, and they're just shooting, like everything's like there's like 4 or 5 guys shooting and stuff. And like the weirdest thing, like just standing out to me is like this dude. There was like a football field. This dude just walking calmly, like nobody's shooting around. Just walk calmly, opened the door, walked in the football field, and then not even like 2 seconds after that, 2 kids started chasing this guy. The guy had a red shirt. I remember it so vividly. He had a red shirt, and they just happened to run my way and right up the driveway where the car that I was sitting in. And so the guy that's getting chased runs past the car. One's chasing him, and the other kid notices me and sees me hiding in the front seat. So he swings the door open, and I don't know what happened, but the other kid had gotten into the back seat, and the kid has like I don't know if it was like a pistol or whatever, I don't remember, but he starts trying to shoot me, but his gun jams. So he drops his mag, and I take my chance. I jump up out of the seat. I grab his gun, grab his mag, load it in there, shoot the kid in the back seat. Dude, and like in my dream, they're not old people. Like they're like teenagers.
Yeah.
Shoot the kid in the back seat, and then the kid in the front seat, I shot him, but he didn't die. I shot him like 4 or 5 different times, and after like 4 or 5 different times, like the final shot, I woke up, freaking out, dude. Like chest, my heart was racing.
Oh gosh, it's
Yeah,
like defense at the finest.
yeah, like it was the most messed up. Like I genuinely, like I was like my heart was racing. I was like breathing super heavy when I woke up. I was like, I felt like
Scared.
not scared, but like super
Adrenaline.
like no, it was like fucked up because I was like, dude, I just killed 2. I was like,
did I really just kill a kid?
yeah, I was like, I just killed 2 kids. I was like, dude, like,
Dude, PTSD from your own dream.
yeah, it felt like it for a little bit.
Dude, that's like
Not comfortable.
okay, so my dream. It's like it's the same thing. Like I remember their faces though. Did you remember those kids' faces?
No, I just remember they had like bigger heads. They had big foreheads.
Oh, easy targets.
Yeah.
No. So mine has to deal with Uncle James. Have you ever met my Uncle James?
Is that the one that drove the car and came over to your dad's house for the help on the car or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, yeah. So this random dream, we didn't have a pool yet in our backyard, but I had a dream that we were getting a pool put in our backyard. It came true. But then I just remember Uncle James coming over, and it started like a peaceful dream. We're just swimming, the whole family's there. I remember everybody's face there, everything's going good. Then like literally like I turned around, and then I turned back around, and it's like nighttime. There's thunder and there's lightning. It was like an instant kind of change, you know. And I see Uncle James like standing in the corner, like almost like paranormal, like you know how like they stand, they stare,
Yeah,
like in Paranormal Activity and stuff, yeah, like that. And he's just looking at me, and then he like points at the pool, and the pool turns into like these chainsaw things, and then there's this random black guy like that, like you know, all black, not black skin, and he just comes, he's like running, and I can't remember his face, you know, that's the character I don't remember. He starts running at Uncle James, sees me, stops running at him, runs towards me. Uncle James like grabs him, pushes his face like into the chainsaws like in the pool, and there was like blood and everything. But then like this giant like spider figure like is almost like, oh my god, it's like Stranger Things, like that giant thing that's in it was like that big, like climbing through
his name's Vecna.
Vecna, yeah, there you go, that
Yeah,
guy, sorry. Right. And he's like climbing, or you know, like spidering through, grabs like kills Uncle James like a spider, like you would think a giant spider would like, you know, impale you with its one leg. Does that to Uncle James, and Uncle James's face just turns into like the Lich from like Adventure Time. You remember the Lich?
Yeah.
Yeah, he turned into that. He looks at me. He's like, "You failed me, and you failed your dad." And then I woke up. It was so wild, dude.
Man,
it was the most. I was like 11 at the time, so it was like so scary.
Oh man,
I was like, I knew I failed, but why did it tell me?
That's a fever dream right there, dude. Thinking back, I had a dream like that involved like, it was similar, but not in the sense of like it was like my other 2 dreams. I don't remember the word I'm looking for. Like messed up, not as gruesome.
Oh, okay.
But it started out like it was like a loop, like a time loop. But it slowly got worse and worse and worse. The more I kept like the dream went on, the worse it got. So it first started out like at Parkview, where you'd walk home, that like long stretch of concrete and that long road. Every time I'd restart, I'd start walking down, I'd make it all the way down to the light, boom, it'd restart. But sooner or later, I started getting further and further, and one of the last times I got to the light, it was like a whole like oasis, dude. Like a bridge, river running through it. It was like super nice.
This is
Boom,
wild.
restarted. Then after it restarted, it kept getting further and further, like closer to the house, and like, so it was like an oasis, and like I was walking through, like, I don't know if anybody's like, if you guys have seen a Tenacious D when he's like in the land like tripping on shrooms. It's exactly like that. If you ever like look up
You ever
Tenacious
seen
D,
it?
like yeah, look up like Bigfoot Tenacious D, you'll see like what I'm talking about, because he ends up taking shrooms, and then anyway, so I get to our street, and I'm walking down the street, and it's nighttime. Like street lights are on. It's like kind of creepy because you know I'm younger. Like I don't remember. It was like maybe 18 when I had this, but in my dream it was like back in the day. So I'm like at your guys' house, and I pull up, the lights on in the garage. Like I have a scooter, nobody's there, not a single person. Like nobody's there. Like I show up, and then I start looking around. I'm like it's like off in here. Like there's like you could feel like the heaviness in there. So I ride home, boom, restarts again. And then I start seeing people. I start seeing people in my dream. It's like they start walking with me. What? they start walking with me, and I'm like, okay, this is weird. And they start getting closer, and they start talking to me in my dream, and I'm like, these aren't regular people. They aren't people. So and they start getting worse. So like, and then I start going to your house, and it just repeats. And then at like one of the like couple last times it repeated, dude, I'm sitting there riding my scooter, demonic. Super demonic thing, like the witch from Left 4 Dead, screaming super loud in my ears, like chasing me down, like chasing me down the street, and it just repeated like 3-4 times like that. I just kept getting chased by this demonic, like screeching creature, and like when I woke up, my heart was pumping, like I felt like I was on fight or flight. I was boom, straight out of sleep, and I was just like, there's something with me here,
dude. What are these dreams?
I don't like these dreams.
Yeah, I think we should move on.
Yeah. Well, I did have one dream when I was a kid though.
This guy has another dream.
This one's kind of funny because like I was at my old house, dude, and I was sitting at the counter, and like my dad had like a pet alligator, but it was standing on its hind legs, and it just started chasing me around the island for like my entire dream. Yeah, like like an alligator that was on 2 legs. It just started chasing me around the island.
Wait, there's 2 false things in that story.
Oh, okay. The alligator and let's move on.
Let's move on to that other one. All right. So as you guys can see here, well, viewers, you can't see. We're looking at an individual.
Okay, what the hell's going on in the back of the car?
Okay, so it looks like it's AI. Everything's just AI generated because of this.
Yeah.
Guys, I know, I'm sorry you guys can't see it, but we're looking at a picture of this biker girl at a biker meetup, and she's saying that she's all natural, but
What arm is this?
the AI is like messing up her arms.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
real
and her
life.
foot right here in the tire.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's like
what?
it's like there's like double tires, double
There's the-
fender, like
Okay, so I wanted to pull this up because I want to ask you guys' opinion on AI. Like, is it affecting your guys' life or not?
I think it will be. I think at some point AI will be taking over. I think I talked to you about on the way back when we were riding our bikes. Not AI in general, but like I was saying, like they'll jack up the prices on gas so much we're forced to buy like electric vehicles
cars,
and stuff, like stuff that drives us around that has AI. I think AI has the potential to like benefit us in a way, but I feel like AI will get its own like not sense of consciousness, but like own ability to take over certain
For
things.
sure, yeah. Because I mean, have you seen those AI robots that are literally doing surgery on people?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's awesome because
Yeah.
I feel like honestly more precise, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like it'd be more
the
safe.
inventions of them have been happening for a very long time
Yeah.
now. I mean, it's pretty cool, especially when it's like life saving to a human. I mean, I like AI
Yeah,
so
obviously.
far. It's so fun.
I like AI too,
Like I
yeah.
ask stupid questions and it responds with stupid answers, and it's great for
Well,
right
if you're
now.
looking at our podcast picture, that was AI.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
I had AI generate the logs around us. I had to fill in everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah.
I think AI is gonna make people more dumb though.
Oh,
It's
100%.
already making me more dumb, dude.
Like think about
I
it.
could have
'cause-
made that picture, but I didn't.
Yeah, they have Chat GBT and stuff like that. Like people in school are already using that to like answer their essays. or,
Dude,
like,
I'm lucky. I
Yeah.
wish I was in school when that happened. I feel
Yeah.
like I'd be like, bloop, bloop, take
But,
a
like,
picture. boom.
think about it. Like think about how many kids are just gonna use that instead of
And get-
just
yeah, I
doing their
know.
work. You
It's
know, what I mean,
dumb,
I'm like we already have that problem with kids not wanting to do like school
Anything.
and stuff like that, which is okay. But I think they do need a certain amount of like education and like learning that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
100%.
For sure. I think that once, like, I think math needs to stop after, like, basic math. Because when you start adding A and B's and Z's and G's and X's to it?
I don't think so, because a lot of the times
I was about to say.
I think so.
No.
I've never used it.
you don't use it.
No,
Yeah.
you
But
don't
there's a
use
lot-
it.
Exactly. And there's a lot of jobs, right, that use it.
Actually, you do use it when you go and purchase like new things like motorcycles and your vehicles and mics and computers. You have to use math and like deduct what you're gonna be paying a month.
Yeah.
Like you're doing math
Basic
on your
math.
own time. It's a little bit more complicated than
I
just
get-
basic math.
I
No,
get
you
what
see
you're
what I'm
sa-
trying
I
to
get
say?
what you're saying about the like that kind of math, but in the sense of like financial math and stuff like that.
See,
it's
yeah,
definitely-
boom, financial math. I forgot the name of it. That class that we took at Sundown, dude.
Yeah.
That was one of the best classes. I learned the most in that math, and I was
Yeah.
like, boom, this is how I'm gonna do all this stuff. I'm talking about this, the stupid stuff where it's just like, why am I even doing this right now? Like, I get there's jobs for that, and if you're gonna need that, then do that job and learn that
Yeah,
math.
I get what
it's
you're
just-
saying in the sense of like college, like if you're. In
I'm just
college,
saying because
take
like
that as a-
during high school and stuff, I was so overwhelmed with everything. I didn't care. I stopped caring. Freshman year, sophomore year, I was like killing it and I was doing good.
Hey, let's not joke. We stopped caring back in second grade.
True, yeah, honestly. As soon as second grade hit, all right, we're done.
Once you were hanging out with Nathan.
Oh, okay. Hey, I graduated.
But that's
still.
what I'm saying, guys. Like, I feel like there should be less and less because the more you just bombard these kids with all this stuff, like,
Yeah.
and they have these phones and stuff, they want to be on their phone more of the time. Now they're having to learn all this stuff as well. It's like, it's just too much.
I think it's a lot of the times of like their attention span. A lot of times it's like because now
Oh,
with
for
TikTok,
sure.
Instagram, and like all these Instagram reels, like their attention span isn't as high as back
Well,
then. When
not
they-
only that, but COVID ruined it. While
Oh my
our
gosh, I know.
kindergartners and pre-K and first graders, second graders don't know how school actually works still to this day because they go into classrooms and they're like, "Where's my computer? I can't be away from my phone for a second because I need it because I've been
Yeah.
on it this
See,
whole
yeah.
time."
Yeah. And that's like, you can blame the parents, but also it's like, you
Well,
gotta blame COVID because, like, what else were they gonna do?
You even see it outside of school though, like kids in restaurants and stuff like that. Like parents are just
That's
give-
parenting for
Oh.
sure.
they're just giving their
that's-
kid
that's
Yeah.
parenting.
they're just giving their kid iPads and stuff to keep them down. But
For
like
sure.
you know,
Trust me, 60% is parents for the COVID thing. 60% is parents should have just watched what their kids are doing because our parents did fine.
Mhm.
We did all our stuff good.
Yeah.
But
And we got to play video games, but
then also we were like,
like,
I was the same way. I was like, we graduated as soon as COVID hit, so it was different. Or
I
did.
didn't.
Yeah, I graduated as soon as COVID hit, so I didn't really get the whole school experience after COVID. But I would have been the same way. I've been like, why can't we just do it on the computer? I did it all last year on the computer. Why can't we do it now? Like I would have been the same way.
and I worked in the school like while COVID happened.
How do you do
and-
college right now?
college? Right? Oh, it's all online.
So it's like,
see,
But it's different. It's more advanced than what you would be normally taking.
that's true. Yeah, the Zoom meetings, people were just invading them and being
well,
trolls.
for me though, when I was in high school during COVID, I didn't do a thing. Like, because I had done the online for the 2 years prior to that, and I knew that didn't work for me
Mhm.
because I was trying to do the online, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
should have been in school. I didn't do anything. I had 1 credit in English each year. That's the only reason I had credits.
Mhm.
Then when I was at Sundown, they did the online stuff. I didn't go to no Zoom meetings. I was like procrastinating and all that, and it ended up screwing me for the next year because I could have graduated a little bit earlier.
That same year, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was again in this classroom, but we the summer wasn't extended because we still did school, but we loaned out all these laptops and we still had to go into Zoom meetings and break our classes like into different groups and then discuss different things in those groups. With having huge amounts of, students in a classroom, that's impossible for one person to do.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
expecting to do Zoom and making sure all of them pass. At that point, teachers are like, you participated, you are getting an A.
Yeah,
And that's how it is.
definitely.
And that's how kids are now expecting
To get
moving
past the
and
rope.
moving and moving on. Yeah, how to pass
Mhm.
is just to participate.
Yeah.
Yeah, participation awards, and we need to get rid of those. There should be no participation awards. What? Like, why are we treating everybody the same? You should have some discipline, right?
Yeah.
So you got to lose at some point in your life.
Yeah, well, it's
because
like-
you're gonna grow up and lose, and you're gonna be like,
yeah. It's
throw
a,
fit.
Mhm.
And it's
it's
like,
a
what
good
Oh, yeah.
it's a good learning thing because especially in like my school because I go to RSI for refrigeration and stuff like that and HVAC, they don't just pass you through. Like if you miss 4 days, you have to rephase. If you don't, there's a thing called a stand and deliver. So the whole time you're learning how to troubleshoot, how to do this, how to do that, and at the end of the phase, they have you do a test like, okay, I need you to troubleshoot this. What's the problems on these 10 things? If you don't pass that stand and deliver, you have to rephase, and if you have to rephase, it's like $400.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives you that incentive to be like, okay, I don't want to fail. I'm gonna apply myself
Exactly.
and not fail instead of but they don't have that obviously in like
Exactly.
public schools.
And I feel like
that.
like in trade schools, like you care more because it's like that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
That and they're expensive.
Yeah, definitely. Way
So
more
it's like
expensive.
you're not going to spend the money on something. It's the same thing with college. Is like those kids probably are a little more like in what's the word, like they care more about their studies when they're paying for it.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
100%.
true. Yeah.
But if you're in public school, like they're
You
just
don't
trying to
care
get
at all.
by.
I mean,
you know?
yeah,
if you're
being
forced
in-
to go to school, you don't want to.
Being in a university myself and seeing the prices of these classes, like $1,500, $2,000 for just one course.
Mhm.
For 7.5
Crazy.
weeks, it's just like I need to literally focus on it, and it
Mhm.
makes it hard to be able to work and do school at the same time.
Mhm.
And just you can't have a life if you didn't go right into university right after high school. They kind of fail you on that. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, well, you either have to work or you can't work, or
Yeah.
one way or the other.
Yeah.
And having online helps with people who want to still go to school and they have families and stuff
And
and
wanna
are
work or
on their
jobs.
own. Yeah, and jobs and stuff. But it really does suck.
Yeah, I feel like you got to find the right person for it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Those professors though, they make bank. I bet.
Oh,
They make good amount of
100%. They
Dude,
have to.
and they do nothing.
Yes, I am having to teach myself basically all my classes. Like there's 1 or 2 classes where I'm like, perfect. This teacher is actually helping me
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
There's other classes where I'm like, okay, this teacher is non-existent.
Yeah.
AKA my calculus class, my statistics class. It was all your own work. There was not one teacher,
Yeah.
and if you needed help, they're like, okay, use a 24/7 study tool.
Yeah.
That's really how it was,
Yeah.
and it really stinks.
I've had teachers like that in my trade school. Like, I had one. He's like, and ask any he was very contradictive about what he'd say. He's like, there's no dumb question. You can't ask a dumb question. And then you'd ask him a question. You'd be like, well, you
That's a
didn't.
dumb question.
No. He'd hit you with you didn't watch the video. You're not putting in the effort. And it's like, well, like I can only watch so many YouTube videos before I actually need to learn hands on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there was a
YouTube
point-
videos suck, dude.
That's what I'm saying. Well, we were watching this video on gas furnaces and how the startup sequence goes, and he's like, and we're troubleshooting, and I'm like, dude, I'm just not getting it. Like, I need to know where I need to put my leads. I need to know what I'm doing. He goes, watch the video again. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
So I didn't even end up finishing it, but yeah, like, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like, if I'm paying you this much money. Because RSI is not a cheap school. I think I paid like $24,000 to go there. What I did after all my grants and stuff, but what they start you out at is $24,000.
Yeah.
I didn't pay all that money for you to just tell me to go watch a YouTube video.
Yeah. No.
You know what
Exactly. That's what
I mean? I came there to get the hands-on basics of what. Obviously, like you're not gonna come out being a pro. Like you still got to go through like the trade and like work your way up and do all that stuff. But
hands-on.
I'm going there to get the hands-on basics of what I need to know. You know what I mean?
That
So
makes
it's
sense.
like one of that thing.
Yeah. Well, I think we need to switch this because it kind of got boring talking about our school lives, huh?
I'm interested in my school life.
Yeah. No. Sydney, what did Olivia ask us yesterday about the cartoons? Oh,
What-
Nathan.
What's
wait,
your
you know-
biggest cartoon crush? Is what Olivia
There
stated.
you go.
Okay.
All right.
I don't remember the name, but if you've ever watched Avatar, when they go to the northern water tribe,
Mhm.
and the little princess that is the moon, what's her name?
She's the moon.
She's like the moon spirit. I've watched Avatar like 3 times.
Does she have long white hair?
Long white hair. She's like the princess of the northern water tribe. Like, she is the moon spirit. Her.
Oh.
Yue.
Oh, you like her?
Yeah.
Dang, dude.
Oh.
She's just normal. So we can't really make fun of it. Sydney, who's yours?
Well,
Or Kim
I-
Possible.
Kim Possible.
Yeah, Kim Possible's bad.
Well, it's different because I'm a girl, but Danny Phantom.
Danny Phantom.
Oh yeah, Danny Phantom.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
love
emo.
He's a phantom.
That's the emo right there.
Danny Phantom. I mean, honestly, the show didn't really slap that much. I'm gonna be honest.
Danny Phantom was it, dude. Danny Phantom.
It wasn't
was
Yeah,
it
it
though.
was
You know what I mean?
it.
Like it was there. It wasn't it. Hot
yeah.
take? That's not a hot take.
Okay. Danny Phantom when he's normal, nah.
Nah.
When he's a ghost, yeah.
Yeah, but Danny Phantom's goth girlfriend.
Oh.
Whoa.
Okay.
Now we're talking.
Shut the.
No, but I was saying
Say it. Go ahead.
Candace from Phineas and Ferb.
Oh, I got it, dude. End this right now.
What? Are you
you serious?
kidding me? Even can't.
Of course you would like a snitch.
What?
Candace
Yeah.
is just a snitch, dude.
Yeah, I know, but look at that front face.
She is stupid. Like, look at her pointy head.
Look at her long ass neck.
That dress doesn't even fit her style, dude.
No, wait, it wasn't Phineas or Candace. It was Ferb's girlfriend, Vanessa.
Oh,
Vanessa.
okay.
Okay, now that's different.
Vanessa.
Thomas said, Thomas, you can't just say.
I forgot. I thought I'm dumb.
Dude, I remember watching Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, yeah.
Look
see?
at that forehead, though.
Yeah.
I mean, we got
Nah, we can move past that. Dude, you can land a
Dude.
plane on that thing.
Fer-
Golly.
Ferb going crazy.
Who is that?
That's Mandy.
Mandy.
Dude,
Wait,
Olivia's-
go back.
Olivia-
Look, right there.
Who is it? Oh my god.
All right, dude.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Take it out of here before you get
What
excited.
the-
Olivia's was Mordecai. Like,
Dude, remember when we used to
Ooh,
watch...
dude, no, what Olivia said is, put sexy Mordecai. And Thomas, do the video.
well, I don't remember what the
It
video.
had to be something.
Hey, remember- Dang.
Guys, we are literally looking at a picture of Mordecai from regular show, and he has a thong going up his booty cheeks, and
This-
he's like walking down.
This fandom says, how hot is Mordecai?
Let's click the fandom. All right, let's see here.
I
It
remember-
says regularshow.fandom.com. You could also go on
Why
there.
is
We
there
gotta
multiple
vote.
choice, like,
Because we got to vote. Okay,
Oh,
guys.
is how hot is Mordecai? Is it a quarter,
2 quarters?
half? No, that's a half.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Luigi or 5?
Luigi's bad.
I don't get it. This is stupid.
We're gonna do 5.
He really butters my biscuits.
Oh, I have to
Oh,
log
you have to
in.
log
I'm not
in. You
Look,
don't wanna
he really
log in.
butters my biscuits.
He really butters my biscuits. Says
Wow, he is-
KGHGFDS.
Wow, he's buff.
Peter Jamal Saylor says, "Wow, he is buff." FN 2006 in his dreams. Literally, that scene is from Mordecai's dream sequence.
Look at
so
that.
stupid. What
Look
is
at this. What?
Remember his swimsuit?
That's when he
Oh.
was looking forward.
Oh yeah, that's cringe.
That's such a bad like cartoon crush though.
Why are people?
She likes furries, dude.
Fandoms are weird, no?
Olivia
Oh,
Olivia
yeah.
also said freaking Slenderman.
That's a little weird.
Okay.
That's probably who she pushed in the ghost right there.
right
Shut the hell up.
Dude, remember Thomas?
Oh,
Oh my gosh, look at
Thomas,
Slenderman.
No, Thomas, the other one.
Which one?
Take it off. No, the one right above it. That's probably who Olivia
Hey,
saw.
Remember when we were sitting in your room, dude, on your Xbox
Playing
360?
Slenderman.
Playing Slenderman. We're playing Slenderman, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, dude, we're like 10 years old. I'm like freaking out. I'm scared.
We haven't even saw Slenderman yet.
Yeah, like I'm just freaking out. Like I'm just like freaking myself out. I'm
There's
like,
a lot of tension in that game. There
oh,
is.
we were just walking around.
Dude, when you get close,
Yeah, when he got close, I'm like Tom. And then he like seen him. I shut the Xbox off.
turn the Xbox off.
That was the story you were telling us
Yeah.
last night.
Yes,
And
Olivia-
Olivia said, "Oh no, he accidentally touched it off."
And I was
No.
like, don't let him troll you and say
No.
that he accidentally turned it off.
I shut it off. I purposely and his bed, or it wasn't even a bed, it was a futon.
Yeah, it was a
and he had it
futon.
right up against his the night or wherever his TV was sitting
Yeah,
on,
the TV stand.
Yeah.
the TV stand, and he had it like right there. So I'm like, I
We're
feel
immersed
I
into
feel like I
this
was in
game.
VR.
It was an Xbox 360.
Yeah,
It was
that's
that-
what they're saying. And he got so mad at me, dude. He's like, dude, he's just like starts freaking out. I'm like, turn it back on then.
Yeah, I
He's
know.
like, I don't want to play it anymore.
Yeah.
What?
Slenderman. All right. Now speaking of like kind of like
No.
creep, you got any creepypastas? I have one I want to tell you guys.
Oh well, tell
Wait.
creepypasta because I've got to tell a story.
Oh, tell a story.
Okay, Nathan, you weren't there, but you know how we go on late night drives out into the desert.
Oh my gosh,
Okay.
this is terrifying.
Yeah. Who were we with? It was me,
Me,
you,
Jessica,
and Emily.
and Emily.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, Emily.
Yeah.
saw
So
her mom
we
today.
I saw them yesterday
I
or the
forgot
other
about
day,
them.
not
Tanya,
yesterday.
Tanya was at.
You remember when you
Richie's.
used to almost date her?
Stop.
All right, we're literally alive.
Okay. Anyways, but we went out into the desert and we're driving around. Literally, it was like 11 o'clock at night, almost
We're on
midnight.
219.
We were on 219.
Desert
and
Road
We
for
went
anybody that
all
doesn't
the
know.
way down, right? And then all of a sudden we were like, "What the hell is that?"
No.
There's a whole bunch of stuff around.
Were
like
we like that or were
yes,
you?
we were like that.
Oh, then you come in
We-
later.
Yeah, we were all. Wait, what?
Yeah, remember when you thought you saw something? You're like, we gotta go home. We gotta go home.
Oh yeah, that too. That
Yeah.
was. I
Yeah,
can't.
Okay, sorry.
Anyways, we were driving all the way down 219. We hit like the end, but when we started moving like all the way to the end, we started seeing these guys with guns.
Oh my god. What? I forgot about that story.
How did you? It was the same night where
Dude, there was like
Guns.
Russians out there in the middle of the desert. I'm not even lying.
dude, the whole bridge that we normally would drive over
blocked
Yeah.
off.
blocked
and they were
off,
Like,
and they
had
were
guns.
looking at us, and then they kept walking to the car, and we were like, Thomas,
I threw it in reverse.
And a blow.
What?
Go.
Dude, it was so
Don't know
terrifying.
what the heck
They were
it
just out there
was.
with guns.
Yes.
Yes.
Dude, there's like
They were-
houses like right
they
there.
were in
we
suits
know,
and
dude.
everything.
We don't know it was wild.
Yeah.
Because my dad said, "Oh, it was airsofters," and it could have been, but they were fully dressed up to the max, which I know airsofters do that too.
Yeah.
But it's like
In the middle of the night.
at
In the
11
middle
o'clock.
of-
at
Like, what are the
night,
odds
No
they're on?
lights. They
The
had
thing
no
is,
lights.
no
They had a
lights.
whole setup like out there. Remember that little
Yes, it
weird
was a
setup? They
whole
blocked it
setup.
off, dude.
It was. They had no lights.
Like not
They
even a light.
didn't have
for,
a
I don't know
light
how
to
they were
see.
seeing.
Like,
No.
what are the odds they're out there, like, right on the bridge? Like,
Exactly.
Yeah,
like, there's
exactly.
no way there was
So I was
airsoft.
like, what is going on over here? So we turned back and we were driving back, and that freaked me out because I'm like, oh my
You know
gosh,
what's
they're
the-
probably like chasing
you
us
know what's
or
the
something.
worst about like something that happens? You're always checking behind you. Like, what?
Yeah.
Not
It's
me.
the
I'm like,
worst.
Thomas
Thomas was
was
like,
like,
he
go,
was skidding. Thomas
in
was
the green
skidding
car?
to
Yeah,
turn
the
around.
Suzuki Grand
Yeah.
Vitara.
Oh,
Yeah, and then
man.
we started seeing. I started seeing something because I started freaking out because I'm like, oh my gosh, these people are gonna come and kill us because we just
Yeah.
saw them. It's probably, you know.
And then I,
I don't
kept
know what
joking with you. That's why
And
you got
Thomas was
mad.
like,
It's probably some
something,
crackheads or something out there. There's a
It
lot.
was not crackheads, dude. These guys were so formal with like fully loaded ARs, dude. It was like
Imagine,
fully
dude.
loaded. I don't know.
You're
Yeah.
just driving,
They
dude.
had
Helicopter
ARs.
comes over. They start parachuting onto you.
Dude, like, imagine they looked at us and turned on their flashlights and they're like, get out, and they're like that would have been terrifying,
Yeah.
dude.
That's why I carry. I would have started blasting.
I was 17. I wasn't able to carry, but no, that was terrifying. Yeah, I was telling them about that. What's that white owl thing that you tell me about?
Oh,
What?
I don't honestly don't know if it's real. I just be saying
No,
it.
but say because I told them and it scared them. That's why.
Yeah, it's like a I don't know, like a spirit thing, like a bad omen thing. Like if you
Mhm.
see it, like something bad will happen.
Like you're gonna die.
Yeah, like it's
Oh.
not if you see it, you're probably gonna you're gonna die. I don't know if it's true. It's just something I heard, like a little like folk tale.
See, and that's what I told you guys when you saw that thing, and I was like, I think it's a white owl. And
Yeah.
like it got every more.
The
scared.
white owl thing's like
Oh,
a
yeah, well, it wasn't.
Oh no, I said it was a skinwalker.
oh, I don't mess with those.
Yeah, we
I
were
think
talking
those are
about
real.
those are terrifying.
I think
dude.
those are
Yeah.
very real.
Well, the thing is we had to go back, and my car was sitting out there in the desert, like off the side, because
Mm.
Thomas, we met, and then I got out to get into the car, and then that's when we drove, and then we saw that shit, and then Thomas was saying, "Oh yeah, it's a skinwalker, it's a skinwalker," and then I kept seeing like shadows, and because the lights from the car
Yeah,
like kind of mess with
yeah.
your eyes and stuff, and I was like,
Oh, you didn't wanna get out,
I didn't want to
yeah.
get out. I said, drive as close as you can.
Yeah, I've had
And like Thomas didn't drive as close as he can. He could drive like the furthest away for me to have to run to my dang car. It
Oh,
was
you got so mad at
horrible.
me,
I
too.
was so mad, so mad.
Dude, that actually that's funny because it was just me and Emily hanging out first, and then we're like Sydney and Jessica. You guys are hanging out. You guys want to come down here, dude? Me and Jessica had this like weird like trapped in a matrix kind of thing where we just got over both our breakups. You know,
Mhm.
hers and then my
Yeah.
first one, and so we're crying at each other or whatever, and it's 3 o'clock in the morning because we're driving around.
Yeah.
Near our house, we have train tracks, and we were just doing like that loop around,
Mhm.
like the train tracks, and kind of going that way down, and then hitting Waddell again.
Yeah.
And every time we pass those train tracks, dude, we ran into this truck, and we're like, oh, okay, this truck's fine. And then the lights would go down, like bling, 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 no train. And then it'd be like that for 5 minutes or whatever. Bling, 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 go back up. We're next to that truck. Okay, we'll go around again. Whatever. We didn't think anything of it the first time. Go back again. Bling, bling, bling. All right, that's weird. It's happening again. The same truck rolls up on next to us again, and we're like, what's going on? I was like, maybe it's just like a convoy. Maybe they have like all this stuff going in and out. All right, let's just go again. We're ignoring it. Bling, bling, bling again. Bro, another truck rolls up next to us. And still in my head, I'm still like, that's probably still a convoy. Maybe something. They're probably doing something down there. Go down. Bling, 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 bling. Then we're at the intersection, and it's just like this another truck and another truck at the other end of the street. And I'm like, there's no way they're in a convoy. Why are they going two different separate ways? We go again. Bling, 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 bling. It's going down. There's no train, and it keeps going down every time we go by. And the truck's right there. And so we were like, oh, I think it's time for us to go home. So we go home. But that was the end of that. It was
Oh my
terrifying.
gosh.
Oh man.
I wanted to bring up, so I used to drive very late at night all the time. I've driven so much up until like 3 or 4 in the morning. It's insane. But it became like a point where I'd only sleep for like 2 hours every day. Like I wasn't getting enough sleep.
Oh.
But when you start not sleeping enough, your brain starts picturing
you start-
things.
Yeah, like go
And
And
losing.
at night, when I would drop Darren off or Jessica off or something, I would start visualizing like these tall, dark figures, like not human figures, chasing after the car. And then I would just see them standing on the side of the road when I'm driving, getting closer and closer to home, to a point where like I think I stayed in my car until there was sun. I was driving around until there was sun because I would be so terrified. Finally realized it was me not having enough sleep.
Yeah.
But it was like the most terrifying thing because my eyes were like physically seeing it, but it's because my brain was picturing them.
Then
Something
you're like
right
paranoid
there.
yourself.
Yeah, I was paranoid myself, and then I kept thinking about it every single time, but it became less and less after I kept sleeping a little bit more and more. It
I
was
was-
terrifying.
I was like, sometimes I'm driving and I'll be like, what if because sometimes I don't check my back seat. I'm like, what if somebody's back there, like, gonna kill me right now?
Yeah.
So it's like the same thing. It's like I just paranoid myself out. So I like
Dude.
look back.
Yeah,
real
you had
quick.
to check really quick.
Yeah.
Have you guys had like any close like fights, like almost like close encounter fights with anybody?
Yeah.
I've had a real fight with somebody.
Well,
Twice.
Me and you almost got in a fight too. With that one guy at high school.
Oh no, I was talking about the one I had.
You
at work.
actually had a fight.
I had one at work that
Yeah,
was
some dude
very
socked him.
gnarly. I don't think you know about this one,
Uh-uh.
but this guy I used to work with. Well, he got fired because of the fight. But do you know this?
Yeah.
I tell you this. So I was going to work this morning. So basically, just to preface like why I was talking about it. We had loaded up. We used to have a van because it was at the airport. So we had to all hop in a van and then go to the parking lot and drive back, whatever. So we all load up. It's like 1:00. We get off at 1:30. We're just leaving for the day. And he gets in the truck and he's like all late. And apparently he had forgot his tools because he thought we were rushing him and leaving him. So he gets in I see him get in the van, back in the van, and then drive back to the job site. And I'm like, okay, so that's weird. So he misses a day, and then he comes back the next day, and we're just messing around. So I think we kind of got under his skin a little bit. But the first thing that gets said to him when he gets out of his car is one of my coworkers says, "Must be nice living with mom, be able to skip a day." And he just goes off. He goes, "I don't live with my mom." Like, just starts going crazy. I'm like, oh my god, like it was just a joke, dude. So anyway, I think that's like kind of what started it. But I just wanted to preface like that's the reason like I was talking to him about it. So we all hop in the van again. It's 5:00 in the morning. Like I got a little Red Bull in my hand, and we pull up, we get out, we all grab our tools, and I'm walking. I'm like, hey man, like where'd you bring the van yesterday? Like I saw you bring it back, and he's like, oh you guys left without me. Like you guys didn't let me grab my tools. I was like, no, like you could have hopped in the van and told us to wait and go grab your tools. And he's like, blah blah blah. So we end up like getting next to like the scissor lift, and he was just like being quiet, and I was just talking to him. And he comes up behind me. He goes, he said something, and I like push him away. I'm like, don't, you're not gonna get in my face like that, yeah. So about maybe another 20 feet, drops all of his bags, just starts running at me, starts swinging on me, dude. I'm like, I start backing up. I'm like, stop, like, because at my job, like, no fighting. Like, if you fight, like, even if he is like fighting me and starting it, no matter what, like, I get fired for it. So he starts swinging on me. I'm like, stop. No, I dropped my stuff and I started swinging back. And then one of my coworkers got in the way of us and like broke it up. But then it just became verbal after that. But we had that fight and it was verbal. And my foreman, a family friend, he come up, he kicked him off the job site, sent him to the office. I got to stay. So basically, Mark, the superintendent, came and did everybody's story, and basically like everybody's story matched mine. And he went to the office and was like, he did this, blah blah, like basically trying to like twist the story. But Mark, my superintendent, he's like, hey, like there's like 8-9 guys that have the same story, and yours is the only one that's different. And so they fire him that day, like, and then he starts threatening, oh, I'll come back, like blah blah blah. And he got fired from his other company prior for slashing tires. And I was like, oh man, I better watch out. So I don't know. I was like, cool. And he texted me the next day, like saying something about or the same day, like 3:00. This dude's like 30-something years old.
Yeah, being weird.
And he texted something about my mom trying to like rile me up. I'm like, dude, we fought. Like it's over. Like I'm not. It's whatever. It's we're past it now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. So 2-3 weeks go by. I'm like, we're good. Like nothing's gonna happen. And then Friday afternoon, I got a family emergency. Like I gotta go. So I pack all my stuff up, go to the truck, and I start it. And I get in, and I'm like, I'm sitting really low. Like my truck, I'm looking at the sky. I'm like, I don't have a squad on my truck. He had slashed both my back tires. He came to the job site. He probably came in the morning where we parked because he knew where we parked.
Oh my gosh.
He came back that Friday morning when we all got in the van and drove, slashed both my back tires and left.
Oh my gosh.
I forgot that he slashed your tires.
And like I had like a family emergency, like somebody was about to pass away. So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, what the hell am I gonna do? So I call they had airport security, dude. 2 seconds they were there. They wrote me a statement. my superintendent showed up. He's like, no way, like that he did that, blah blah blah. So my foreman had to drive me across the valley all the way into Peoria, and we were in like by Sky Harbor.
Mhm.
We were in Sky Harbor, so what is
all in
that,
Phoenix.
Mesa?
Yeah.
So he drove me all the way across. I gave my keys to my superintendent. The company paid for my tires. They paid for them to get installed. All I had to do was they gave me a call. They're like, yeah, you can pick up your truck. They fixed all my tires, and then
Oh, really?
then they changed their policy. They said any vandalism that happens on the job site, they don't pay for it because of me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They got no
Yeah.
change.
But I was happy enough that
You're
they
the guy.
paid for my, because I just bought those tires like a week prior.
Yeah.
They were literally brand new tires on my truck. Slashed them.
At least I got them.
Yeah. And I don't.
Should have sued the guy.
Oh no, my superintendent was like I'm stepping out of my superintendent role. Like, do you want me to get his address? I'm like, nah. Like Karma will get him. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
true.
I don't need to play that role. Karma.
Too much BS.
I'm very like, karma's a real thing. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
100%.
What goes around comes around, and if he's acting like that at 30, I'm not gonna mess with him. You know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's
Yeah, but that's like my fight story, and I was like, because I don't like to fight. You know what I mean? But,
yeah. Well, this kind of leads into that story I was gonna tell. So the story. Have you heard of the lamp story? I know I told you
What?
the other day, but you're gonna hear it again.
The lamp.
The lamp. You would know about it if I said it.
Yeah. No.
All right. So there's this guy, and he's in high school. So he's about, I don't know, he's probably junior in high school, and he's getting in a fight at school or whatever. Some guy's picking on him and just making fun of him, making fun of his family or whatever. So they get in a fight, and then like, dude, like they're fist fighting, and they're hitting each other on like this curb or whatever.
Yeah.
So the guy who I'm talking about, the guy that in the main story, he gets knocked out, right?
So is this a real story, or is it like a story you heard?
I heard this story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I don't know about it. Like I wasn't there,
Oh, okay.
but I heard about it. I think it's a real story though.
Right.
But think what you want after the end of this.
Okay.
And so he gets knocked out or whatever. He wakes up. He's in the principal's office, and there's like cops and stuff
Mhm.
like talking to him, being like, "Hey, what's the problem with this guy?" Blah blah blah. A week goes by, and like that guy's like sending threats to his family or whatever, and that's it. That's it for like a while. This guy moves on. He gets family. He meets a girlfriend. Beautiful wife.
Mhm.
Has kids with her. Like he's loving his life now. He's witnessed both of his parents pass away. He's like he went to their funerals. They're
Mhm.
dead,
Yeah.
and they get this house and they furnish it. And there's this lamp in his house, and
Mhm.
they first get it. He's like, "There's something wrong about that lamp." And
Yeah.
it's
Like he
just-
has a feeling.
yeah, he's like, why is that lamp right there? And, life just goes on, but he continuously keeps bringing it up, right? And eventually it just starts getting to the point where his wife's like, why are you dealing with this? Like, let's talk about this. And he's
Yeah.
like, no, I don't want to talk about it. It's nothing. It's just, this lamp's just bothering me, whatever. I don't
Yeah.
want to talk about it. Then he starts to like devote his life to the lamp. So he starts missing work. He starts not caring about his kids. He starts not worrying about his wife anymore.
Yeah.
And so all because of this lamp. He's just fascinated with this lamp. He would literally just sit and just like look at the lamp and just be there with the lamp, right? And so his wife is like, I can't take this anymore. This is like in the span of 3 years, like all this stuff's happened.
Yeah.
And his wife's like, I can't take this. I'm leaving. I'm taking the kids and I'm out. So the wife literally leaves him, takes everything out of the house except for like the couch and that
Mhm.
lamp. And he's sitting with the couch and this lamp. So then, a couple more weeks go by. Obviously, he's getting more sad now because his wife left him.
Mhm.
But that lamp is still at the top of his head, right? So one day he goes in and he touches. He's like, I'm gonna touch the lamp.
Oh,
he's
he
like-
hasn't touched it.
He hasn't touched it. He was like, I don't want to touch it. I have a bad feeling. And this one day he's like, I'm just gonna touch it because everything's failing in my life. I don't know
Mhm.
what's going on. I need to get this out of my head. I'm gonna touch it. Touches it. Dude wakes up as soon as he got knocked out when he was a kid at that fight.
Uh-huh.
So he lived like a whole.
He lived
life.
a whole life in that concussion, dude, and woke up on the curb with that kid still fighting him.
What?
Isn't that wild?
That what that is true though.
Yeah,
That stuff happens.
That happens, yeah.
Because I forget, like, I don't know the whole story, but like there's people that have had like full on lives and been like gone for like 2 seconds.
Exactly. Yep.
Like I've even experienced it.
Yeah.
When
when you passed out.
I passed out and I lived my entire day in the matter of a 2 second span.
Dude passed
Yeah.
out for like literally not. It was maybe like 1 second.
Yeah, I was
not
only
even-
out for a little bit. Literally, it felt like a dream. Like I was up, I woke up, I got dressed, I went to school, blah blah blah. I woke, and then like as soon as I got to the point where I passed out, I woke up, boom, and I was like on the ground. But in my mind, it felt like 8-9 hours,
Yeah.
but it was
Gosh.
1 second.
But that also leads into my new question. Have you ever been like threatened at your life like that? Like has it been any time where you're like, I'm about to die, or like, this guy's about to die, and I gotta take care of this guy, or anytime where you're like at a gas station, you're like, this guy's follow me. This is weird.
Well, yeah, I had the experience of like, oh well, I'm gonna die. Is when I went off the cliff when Darren drove us off the cliff.
Oh,
Tell that
Um,
story.
So what happened?
This is just a story podcast.
Oh my goodness.
It's supposed to be
So-
comedy, but we got Nathan on here, and it gets deep.
So Darren and Darren used to work at a Boy Scout camp up north in Arizona, and I drove up there to see him. And we were hanging out at camp, and then we're like, okay, we're hungry, because we fell asleep during dinner time, so we didn't get any dinner from the the chow house. So we went down into the town, into Payson, which is like 30 minutes away from the actual camp. Got pizza, decided to come back, holding the pizza box, whatever. There's this one part where it gets a little sketchy up in the mountainside, so we were like, okay, cool, perfect. We were driving, and Darren was driving about maybe like 20 miles per hour. He knows how rocky it is and wants to make sure everything's okay. Midnight, okay? It's so pitch dark outside. And all of a sudden, like, the whole back of the car starts fishtailing. And Darren is trying to, like, turn us into the mountainside, but ended up, we went off the side, like, went off the cliff, hit the tree, spun, not flip, but we spun, like, multiple times. And like 10 to 15 feet down, we got stuck on a. We didn't flip, we spun, and we landed on like a dead tree stump. And when you looked outside your window, like I didn't see the ground. I couldn't see it. And Darren, he said, "Okay, I see a little bit. I see a little bit." He was able to get out perfectly fine, and I'm on the passenger side, about to crawl over onto the,
you think it's a
the
movie
driving
scene where if you
side.
move.
Yeah, exactly. So I was just freaking out and crying, but in the seconds of like everything happening and feeling like the fish tail and all that kind of stuff and going towards the tree, everything was going in slow motion.
Yeah, it feels
And
like
I was
that.
holding like the pizza box, and honestly, it wasn't like I didn't say a word. I just looked and I'm like, okay, well,
In your mind,
this
you know
is,
what's
like,
happening.
This is how I'm gonna die, and like that's
It's almost like a piece.
I'm expecting it,
Yeah.
right? And I'm like, well, that's so sad. I can't say bye to my family. Like, they're gonna miss me, and it's like Darren's gonna be here. So what if Darren survives? He's gonna feel guilty, and I don't want him doing that. I'm like, what if Darren dies and I don't? Like, but I expected myself to die.
Yeah.
When the whole thing happened, I was seriously sitting in the same position. The pizza had flown all over me. Like, there was no pizza left in the box. It went all over my jacket, into the back seat, and everything.
Gosh.
And here Darren and I sit staring at like the because it was like at an angle to where we were looking up at the sky.
Yeah.
We couldn't see nothing but stars. And I said, "We're alive." And I looked at Darren, and he looked like his hands are like stuck to the wheel,
Yeah, he's like
steering wheel. Oh my gosh, I couldn't think. But he's like staring at it, and he's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, are you okay?" And he's like, "I think so." And we got out perfectly. Nothing hurt. Like, we didn't get hurt. Darren got maybe a little bit of whiplash the whole time. We hit a freaking tree, went off a cliff, and nothing happened to us.
That's crazy how like the mind works like
Yeah.
in that way. Like slows it down.
It slows it down. It's
so
like
wild.
it's a split thing that happens like in a second, but your brain slows it down,
Mhm.
and it's terrifying. It was
Yeah.
terrifying.
It's almost like it's a way of like preparing.
Yeah,
Like
Really.
okay, like
The
you're-
mind's
So-
wild.
maybe it's
Mhm.
or what if it's like an adrenaline spike? Like it's like so, like you get spiked so much,
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
just
your
like
brain
your
isn't
brain like
ready.
just
Your brain's
slows
like,
down.
okay.
Yeah.
Like it's just getting. I don't know. That
Exactly.
could be it.
yeah.
Yeah, that happened to me. We had a buddy a long time ago. I'm not gonna say his name, so redacted name. We're gonna call him Alex, not Alex though. And I'm gonna call him Alex, but it wasn't Alex. He was really into drugs. He was like my high school friend at the end of my sophomore, junior, and senior year. And this one time he just goes, he's like, "Hey, can we go to Safeway?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I gotta cash my check anyways from work." So I go and we're going to Safeway, and my bank's at Safeway. There's an ATM in there, so I'm like, "Yeah, we'll go." So we go to Safeway or whatever, and he's going to get food or whatever, and I go and deposit my check. Everything's fine. I'm like, "Okay, we're just gonna have another hangout sesh." Then we get into my car or whatever, and these guys pull up, and there's three big dudes, and they like kind of like surround the car. Like there's one guy by the hood, one guy by my door, and one guy by his door, the passenger side. And they like tell me like, roll down the window.
Mm-hmm.
And then I roll down the window, and they're basically like, "Where's the stuff at? Like, where's our stuff?" And I'm like, "What? I don't know what your stuff is. I don't even know who you are." And then he's like, I got him.
Redacted. Take that out,
Redacted.
Thomas.
You got to edit that.
So Alex is like, I don't know who these guys are. What I don't have your guys' stuff. They're like, we know who you are, Alex. You got to stop. Give us our stuff, like that type of thing. And then they're like, he's like, I don't have any of our stuff. He does have stuff with him, by the way. He was actually dealing stuff, and he had stuff in my car, but he wasn't gonna give that up. Obviously, who's gonna give it up? But he's like, I don't have your money. I don't have the money for the stuff that I bought from you guys, whatever. And then they're like, oh, well, maybe your buddy does. And I'm like, I don't have any money. And then Alex is like, dude, he just deposited all his money into the bank. He has money on him right now. If you just take his card, he'll have it. And they're like, well, he can just call the card, whatever. And then I was like in my mind, I'm like, this dude just said to these guys that I have money? What are we talking about? Yeah. And I'm like, I don't have any money. I don't have any money. And then a cop pulls in, not like towards them. It just pulls into this parking lot, and they get scared. They get in their car. They're like, we're not done with this, Alex. And then get in their car and leave. And I was like, what just happened?
Just sold you out.
Yeah, just sold me out. And guess what? Hung out with them the next day.
Yeah, but you did.
Yeah, it was like I didn't care about
that's
it. Like
that's that.
I was terrified though. That's like my first thing where I was like, I need a gun.
Yeah,
hanging out with random people like I don't even know.
Yeah, it's not even like random, but it's like, who are your friends? Like, why would he
Mm-hmm.
just that's his own dealing? Like, you had no idea.
Exactly, and you're gonna
And
sell
then,
me out.
and then he's go through. It's like if you got pulled over and he's like, oh, they're his drugs.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like why are you selling
and
me
he
out?
always had drugs on him, dude.
Yeah.
Weed, I was always okay with this. I'm like, the cops was gonna be like, it's weed and we're
Yeah.
kids, but he'd always have like other drugs on him,
stuff like
pills,
that,
yeah. And I'm like,
I know what
okay,
you're talking
I'm
about.
good.
It's-
Yeah, so that was like one of my scariest.
It
Like,
shows
death
who your
moments.
friends are right there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, I know,
exactly.
it's like,
Well,
yeah, I'm not taking a bullet for you, but you can take a bullet for me.
Yeah,
kinda
right?
deal. It's like this is my problem, but now it's yours.
dude.
Mm-hmm.
Because his whole check just got cashed. Why don't you just mug him?
Mug him. It's all on his bank. I'm like, what? That makes no sense though. If you
Oh,
think
man.
about it, like, why would they want my card? I'll just
Yeah.
cancel it.
See, I'm
Yeah.
kind of glad that I've never had anything like that. 'Cause,
Yeah, I know. I'm so dumb. For
like I've
that.
had like near death experiences, but like never like they've all happened like that because it's been on like my bike or something like
yeah,
that.
it's
I've
Yeah.
never
not
had.
like something you could have avoided.
Yeah, it's not something like that I've genuinely feared for my life. You know what I mean? Like I've had just like a split second.
I
Like,
think it's my only time, but like, again, I wasn't really fearing for my life at that time. I was like, these guys
Yeah.
are gonna take my car, take all this stuff. So
yeah,
I really
but,
wasn't scared.
But you don't know.
But they
what
were
the-
like reaching for stuff. Never pulled out a gun, so I'm not gonna say there was a gun. I never had a gun pointed at me or anything. But they
Yeah.
were reaching, and all your head thinks is gun, 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 gun.
Yeah.
So that's all I thought. So I thought I was gonna die, but
It's the whole reason
I was
carry
more worried
now.
about, hey, my Suzuki Grand Vitara is gonna get taken.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Then you had to do it.
Then
like
I'm
that.
dead. Imagine Dad found out about that. Yeah, it's like, do I rather
what-
die or tell
what were
Dad
you
that
doing
my
at
car
Safeway?
got stolen?
Exactly.
Yeah.
What were you doing there?
But yeah, no, that was my near-death experience.
See, that's the whole reason I like carry now is because like I don't put myself in that situation. But what if I get like mistaken for somebody or something like that, and they come up on me? I'm like,
Dude, exactly.
and
Wrong
people,
truck.
and you know what? That's what I'm saying. Like people are like, well, their life matters more than yours. It's like not in the sense of like that, but it's like I'd rather live.
Well,
than-
yeah, if you're gonna protect your life, yeah, I think it's way
Yeah.
better.
I think I seen a thing that was like, they value my possessions more than they value their life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. That's actually
That's
true.
yeah. It's like no. It's like
If the guy's gonna come up with me like, just like, I have to see the gun before I'm like, I gotta
Yeah.
kill this guy.
I'm not gonna do it. But if they come up and ask me for something, I'm like, you just take it because I can cancel
True,
cards.
true,
I can just
yep.
get stuff new. But
And that's
like,
why I don't carry cash. I'm like, take
Yeah.
my wallet.
But
I
if
can
I-
get everything.
yeah. But if I'm in like my house or something like that, like I'm going to defend myself.
Yeah,
You
no,
know what I mean?
exactly.
Like you came in here. That's
Yeah,
your
because then they're like invading your family,
problem. yeah.
and that's where I draw a line. If
Well,
your family or
it's
friends.
scarier because I had an experience with getting pulled over for not me at all. I was having the worst day. I had to go to a doctor's appointment. I knew I was gonna have to get like a biopsy done and stuff like that, right? So I was like fearing for it because I hate needles. But I was driving there, literally just turned right outside Mom's like home into the main street over there, and look in my back mirror, and I was going like 25 miles because I was barely turning into it. Police officers immediately lights up.
Oh.
Not just one, not two, not even three, but 4 officers were pulling me over. I like turned into that little nook over there because they got me like right before the railroad tracks, and I was gonna stop right in the middle of the road, so I went over. They drew their guns on me and everything, and one of the police officers like slowly like approached my window, and I was just like, my hands were on the steering wheel, like I'm crying because like what's going on, like I did something wrong or something. I was like, I wasn't even speeding, so why am I getting pulled over? The police officer said, okay, arms down, and then came up to me and said, I'm so sorry, miss, you could go. when the police can even mistake you, anybody can mistake you,
that's terrible.
even for your own vehicle.
Traumatize you, guns pulled on you, like, sorry. Like,
Dude, remember that happened to us a while back when we were riding our motorcycles? We were just they didn't pull up on us, but remember we were like racing down Greenway, dude. We were racing, obviously, me and Nathan being idiots. I mean, we had to be going at least 80 miles an hour down
Oh my
Greenway.
gosh.
Allegedly.
Allegedly 80 miles an hour.
But we like fly by it, and there's like some dude ran into a ditch. Like some
Yeah.
dude just like turned and like got on a car accident, ran into the ditch over there
We
by
were just
McDonald's.
we were speeding,
Yeah.
like doing twice the speed limit, like
Mhm.
not what we're supposed to do. And then we stop at the stoplight, boom, lights flip on, cop turns around,
Yep.
we're like, oh no way, he's seen us doing
Yeah.
that. So he pulls around, and then we just see this car in the ditch.
Yeah.
So we pull to McDonald's and start being nosy.
No, you forgot. We went down more to U-turn over
Oh,
there
yeah.
by the church. So we U-turn right there, and we stop at the light. First of all, we almost hit each other during that. That was
Yeah.
funny. We almost
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna take a right here. I'm gonna U-turn. I didn't know he was gonna U-turn immediately after taking a right.
instantly. But then I do that, and then a cop comes at the light, turns his lights on
Boom,
just to
lights
turn it green for
Yeah.
him. But me and Nathan are like,
No,
bro, he's gonna pull up right on us. We're done for. We're done
we
for.
were just paranoid.
Paranoid,
ourselves.
yeah.
But I mean, that was fun.
Yeah. I've been pulled over for stupid stuff,
Dang, yeah, no, me too.
but I've always been like, knock on wood, been like let go with a warning.
Me
every time.
too.
Like I got caught speeding like 3 or 4 times. Every time, like,
Yeah.
been good. I got caught 6 months retired registration or expired tags, and like the insurance card that I had was expired too. He's like, everything in here just looks bad, dude. He's like, your tags are expired, like the insurance card's expired. I was tailgating a car. I was coming back from Cali, like it's like 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Everything's wrong. Like if anything could go wrong, it had gone wrong.
Oh my gosh.
And so I roll off my windows. I'm like, what did I do? Like, I'm just driving. He pulls up. He just starts naming everything wrong. I'm like, oh, great. This is going to be a hefty ticket.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right. I give him all my stuff. He's like, all right, well, first off, registration's expired 6 months. Your insurance card's expired. Like, can you get that? And this? I'm like, nah, I can't. Like, I don't have it on my phone. Like, that was it. He's like, all right, I'll be right back. And I'm like, oh, here we go. And I'm like, I'm going to get a ticket. The truck's going to get
we'll see
towed.
right
Like,
in.
6 months is like a long time.
It's a long
Yeah.
time to not have your
Yeah, it's
registration.
not my registration.
Yeah, which is wild, by the way.
Yeah. So he comes back. He goes, you're good, man. He goes, you're just gonna have to fix it, get it taken care of. Like, stop tailgating cars.
Oh, so
Just-
they give you a fix-it ticket?
no,
Oh.
he didn't even give me a ticket. He just
He
gave
just
me.
said it's a warning next time. Like,
Yeah,
Oh
he
my
make sure you get it
God.
done.
He said, I don't want to do the paperwork, so
Lucky. Was it a
Yeah.
state trooper? Because you're on your way to...
no, I don't know. But it was
Oh.
like right before Tonopah, like right on the 10, like.
It's
Oh
gotta
my
be.
gosh.
And it was worse because like I was like, yeah, I have my gun, and then he saw my ibuprofen. He goes, whose are those? He goes, nah, they're just ibuprofen, man. Like I don't do pills.
Oh, do pills.
Yeah, he.
Little did he know underneath the seat, Percocet, heroin.
No, no,
Oh my gosh.
But he's like, do you have a weapon on you? I'm like, yeah, it's in the glove box. He's like, all right, just don't reach for it. I'm like, don't tell me twice. I'm like, I'm not reaching.
I won't reach if you don't.
I was like, if you don't reach, I was like, we better have a gunfight on the side of the road.
What the cop? All right, how long have we been going, Cindy? Let's see, it's probably like an hour or something.
we're in 7 minutes.
Hour and 7 minutes. I think we
Dang.
can call it here, guys.
I wasn't even ready to be done, dude.
You want to keep going? We can keep going.
I wasn't gonna stop.
Let's keep going. Then.
Yeah, we can keep going, and then you could just cut out stuff that you don't.
I mean, we can just have a 4-hour podcast. I don't care.
Okay, well, I still gotta go to work in the morning.
No, you could break it up in 2.
Who cares?
I'm just hoping.
Well, let's just take a break then.
Okay.
And we're back. We just took a little quick break. We
Hello.
had to eat. We're still here with.
Nathan Stiles.
All right, guys, let's get back into it. So I don't remember what we were last talking about, but
I don't know. I wanted to say something about the like being in the desert, like the creepy stuff out there. Like there was one time I was out there, and there used to be this like I was looking on like the Snapchat like maps, and I was just clicking on it. And I was like, what's over there at 219? And there was like this shrine of just random things like next to a bush. I was like, I'm gonna go out there and check that out, dude.
said nobody ever.
It's some white people stuff right there, but
White people.
but so I go out there, dude, and there's some weird stuff. There's like a watermelon, like a sexual pleasure toy, like that out there. There's like a cross, like a bunch of random stuff. But on the back, dude, there's like some like weird drawings on the wall and stuff like that. And like it just gave you like this weird feeling, dude. And I was just like, I'm getting out of here. So I just like did. Dude, it's very like quick story, but like
No, I know. It's wild.
it's a very weird story though. But I was like, I got out of there, dude. Came back a couple days later, gone.
But that's actually that brings up a good.
I want to bring up. Yeah, it brings up something like crazy. There's an app that
Yes.
used to just drop you random ass pins.
Yep.
And you would just go out and just
like
find
a
those pins
geocache. Wait, what's
It
that
was-
called?
It's almost
Um,
geocache, but it
it-
was just like
I know what you're talking
just
about.
to see these random ass places, right? And people would record like
Isn't
their
it something like
experiences.
something nodding? Rainbow nodding or
rainbow
Oh yeah, it was something.
rando nodding or
Rando
something.
rando
nodding.
nodding.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's 100% what it is,
No,
but
that's
it's
it,
something
rando
nodding.
nodding.
Yeah, let's see.
Rando nodding. So yeah, that's what we used to do that all the time.
I've seen some like weird stuff in the desert though. Like
Random nodding is the act of general truly random numbers with quantum random number generation techniques. So that's what it was doing. It was just putting a random chord, like
Yeah.
Coordinates in
coordinate.
there.
So
Yeah.
it's like
yeah,
So you would just go, and some people got some weird stuff, and they're like,
yeah, like abandoned.
"Where
like,
am I at?" And they like walked out of their car and walked all the way over there, and they're like, "What is this place?" And just you could feel the eerie feeling, like
Ugh.
just watching the
I
video, and you're
I
like,
have-
"Oh no way!"
I have two things I want to bring up. One, I just want to like quick story, like before we get off the topic, like in the desert thing. When I was a kid, we used to just like go and ride these quads in the washes and stuff. But we had come across this like cow skeleton, but it wasn't laying on the ground. It was like mid stride, like standing up skeleton, full head, everything, and it was like just standing up in the wash. And then the other thing is like, have you guys ever heard of those like the domes? Like they're Arizona domes. They're like a place where like people go to like do demonic like
No.
rituals and
What?
stuff.
No.
Look it up. I forget what they're
Arizona Dome.
called. I don't know if it's called Arizona domes, but they're domes in Arizona, and they're like, yeah, Arizona Casa Grande.
Casa Grande.
Yeah, these.
What are these?
Yeah, it's like they do like they say it's like haunted. They're like a spiritual like satanic rituals or UFO housing.
UFO housing.
But there's people here that like sacrifice goats. Like there's pictures of like satanic like what are they, pentagrams and stuff like that.
what? Yeah, these
Yeah,
guys.
and these guys even went and investigated it.
Oh, the Ghost Adventure guys.
Ghost Adventure guys, yeah, Zach Bagans and stuff like that. But it's like go back and see if you can find like look up like like I don't know, ghost or something like that on there.
Ghost.
Yeah, because these go to all. What is right there? What is the story behind the Casa Grande domes?
Shaped like flying saucers, the domes were created in the 1980s to be an electronic manufacturing plant. It never opened and was abandoned in the decades to come. It then became one of Casa Grande's most popular destination. It was the mystery behind it all, said George Lansbury. Who's that?
I don't know, but
But I get you. I mean, they're just like
they have like there's like people say that they go there and like they feel like demons latch onto them and like very spiritual like
Oh.
very spiritual like stuff going on there.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it's
dude.
very very like
Imagine having that feeling all
yeah
the
right
way
there.
home.
Did you see that? It said a place, abandoned place, something.
Oh, go up. Actually, before you go through the pictures, there was something inside. Like
Yeah,
inside
see?
pictures.
Oh, look at
Very
that.
like
That's weird.
the dome is like graffitied and there's just like a bunch
Dude,
of
I
random
swear.
stuff around in there.
A place doesn't have people in it for 4 days and somebody spray paints on it.
Yeah.
what are we doing?
Yeah.
Ugh, I don't like
That looks
this.
even. I feel like it looks creepier when it was like
Bill. Yeah.
yeah,
Ew.
like people were living in there.
AC unit hanging out with
Yeah, that's
Wow.
just a duck word, but
Squidward.
see, where's the there's pictures? Yes. I don't know,
Yeah,
it's
okay,
not
so
that
it's just
creepy.
creepy. Yeah, viewers. So we're looking at like this weird abandoned building that has graffiti all over it, and it's eerie. Like you think of an eerie thing in your head, and this is exactly what it is. It looks
Yeah.
like, you remember those domes from SpongeBob where he has like that disease and they have to go in those bubbles?
That's a very good like joke's ruined, whatever.
Okay.
He said that's very good.
Yeah, I was like, you know, like the kelp drinks, how they had
Yeah.
what the bottles looked like.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so imagine that, viewer, but on its side and cut in half. That's what these buildings look like.
I didn't even think about that. It does look like a couple
Kelp
drink.
drink.
Go back. It said
Sorry.
something. Look, it said an abandoned facility that has become a place of ritualistic satanic worship, or so rumor has it.
Rumor
Ooh.
has it.
Wait, we should go there, dude. That'd be
We're not going.
okay.
Do a podcast in there?
Middle of the night.
Dude.
Middle
Then
of the night?
You hear all the little demons that were chasing you in your car.
Like, we were there with the guns at 219. Like,
You
what?
had same dudes pulling up.
Just
standing on the
imagine,
bridge.
just imagine just having like someone go like this like the whole time on your shoulder.
Oh,
Viewer,
all
she's
the
touching his
way.
shoulder,
Have you
caressing
seen
it.
the Ghost Adventure ones where they say like people are like feel like they're touching them?
Yes.
Could you imagine like getting touched and then looking behind and it's like nobody's there?
Yes, it like that just gave me shivers because sometimes like just,
I ain't scared of no ghost.
And it's like when you turn the light off downstairs and run up the stairs.
Oh, quit bringing, dude. That's just like that's training, honestly.
Dude,
I be getting home late at like 3 a.m. and I'm doing like the speed walk. No, wrong key. I
hate that.
can't get it in. No. Looking behind me. You hear people chasing you.
that's how they get you though. Like there's the ring camera videos of like.
Oh my
people, like,
gosh. I
getting
know mine
ran
be
up
on camera too.
and they get robbed because people.
Yeah,
wait
but
for
then
them.
guess what? I pulled that at 9.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm strapped up.
Then he's dead.
I have it in my jacket pocket.
And then I'm
ready to go.
and then I'm doing the L on his body.
Yeah, but like it's scary. 'Cause
On
what if you
ring.
get your door open, bro, and then they run into your house?
yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm not even worried about somebody that like a real thing. I'm worried about like some demon that's way faster than me running into the house.
Exactly. Oh my gosh.
That'd be crazy. What if like we didn't live with just people?
Oh my gosh, I have a story, guys.
Oh,
This
okay.
one of my buddies, his name's John. John Mendoza, if you're listening, I love you.
Oh.
Yeah, he is. I just said his whole last name. I didn't mean to say that. Sorry, John. But he goes by Mendoza, so it's like we know. All right. Military. We were on the top of this mountain. Remember that the 219 mountain? I forget what they call it. Remember that mountain that's like right before you go to you're hitting about to hit 219. There's that pull off, the first pull off before 219.
Yeah.
That mountain right there. We just went up there and climbed it. And he was telling me like one time him and his buddies or a girl or somebody was out there and like he saw like a light that was just like too bright. And then like this is more of like a religious thing. So he saw like a light that was really bright and like he was like, what's going on? And it was doing weird things or whatever. And then like his phone like just started playing like this very like Catholic like demonic like church
Oh, I
music.
got chills.
And he couldn't do anything on his phone. It just kept like doing it. He's like trying to touch it and touch it. And he's like, what's going on? I can't do this. I can't nothing. What's going on? And he like nothing happens. So he gets scared and he just goes. That's what happened. That was the end of that story.
Uh-huh.
Then he went back with somebody else. I'm not sure. I'm sorry if I'm messing up the story. But he went back with somebody else. And like as he was talking about it, that light came back again. And he was like, I'm too scared. I'm out of here. He's telling me this on the same mountain that all that stuff did it. I'm like, okay, dude.
What are you doing if it happens?
I'm booking it.
Gone.
We heard like some like rustling behind us though. We thought it was like a mountain lion, so we're like,
Yeah.
let's get out of here.
I had something like that.
Terrifying.
Middle of the desert, dude. I'm just out there, like, just having like some me time out there, like just thinking whatever. And I'm not in my truck, like I'm out in the middle of the desert, dude. And I just get like this like really like creepy feeling that like somebody's watching me, dude. Next thing you know, dude, bush like sounds like somebody just walked through it. I have never ran and jumped into a car faster than I did that night.
Yep.
Super fast.
I-
Ooh, Nathan, you gotta
Oh.
tell about your snakes, your fear of snakes, dude. Your fear of snake. Remember that by your foot by that window. You're terrified of snakes.
Yeah, I hate snakes.
But remember that dream you were telling me that you had, where like you thought a snake was gonna come through your window, so you had to shut the window and you stopped putting your feet by the window.
No, that wasn't a dream. I had like a. It wasn't even like a bad thing. Like I never had a dream like that.
so funny. And every time I thought
Like
about
I had there was one time because my box fan didn't have a screen on it, so I woke up in the middle of the night, and the way the box fan was like spinning, it sounded like the rattle of a rattlesnake.
Oh my
Dude.
gosh.
I jumped up, and I don't know why I felt so brave, but like turned my flashlight on my phone and just searched the entire room, and then I found out it was the fan, but my mind was still thinking like, I see it, I'm hearing it, I've held my fan, like
There's
turned
a
it off.
snake in here somewhere.
I like knew exactly what it was, and I'm like, nah, dude, it's in here. Like the snake is in this room, and it's gonna get me while I'm sleeping. That's why I don't like. I don't
Oh
know.
my, that's the worst. Like sometimes I'll have dreams or whatever, and I wake up and I'm like, what is that? And I
Then you
like,
see like
rub
the
my eyes and it's still there. That's the worst.
with
That's
like
when
your
you're,
jacket sitting there, and like you like freak out for a
yeah,
second.
and I'm like, but yeah, usually you can click it, but like when I'm in sleep paralysis, like that's what I'll do. I'll like I feel like I rub my eyes. I guess it's not sleep paralysis because I'm moving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're just freaking yourself out at that point.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So I guess I'm just seeing stuff. I'm like in
Yeah,
that
you're
weird
just-
dream state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, it's just my jacket. I don't remember putting a jacket right at the end of my bed straight up like that. What is it straight up standing on?
Oh
Over my
man.
eyes. Oh, he's still there, and I go and put my covers over my face, and then wake up.
Well, that leads me to a question. Do you guys know the Phoenix Lights?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you believe that's real?
I believe it's real because it was on video, but I don't know what it was.
But
Um,
I've seen the.
I don't think it's aliens.
Well, I know the Phoenix Lights are real because the 4 lights are 100% real.
Yeah.
But I seen the movie, the Phoenix Lights. I don't think that was real.
Yeah, I don't know about any of
Because
that.
if that was real, I don't feel like the government would release that. It was a good movie. It
It
was,
was a
scary.
good movie, yeah, but I don't like anytime there's aliens. Like,
Yeah.
I don't.
But like, what could
I
the
don't trust it. Like, I'm like Joe Rogan, dude. Until I'm podcasting with an alien, I don't believe in them.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I feel like
Yeah.
we do live in a world with them.
Yes, because there has to be some life on another planet. You know,
they've
like,
even seen it.
Well,
like,
yeah, but like that alien stuff is like bacteria and like weird stuff like that. I don't think they're these tall guys that come
Yeah.
and-
No,
on
I
UFOs
know.
and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
But it's also you can't just stop from thinking like that. There could
True, it
be
could
other
happen.
creatures from other like galaxies.
Yeah.
We can't see those.
Nothing.
My-
We
yeah.
can only test certain,
Nothing's
certain
impossible, I
amount.
guess.
My thing is like, what is the Phoenix Lights? Like that was such like a crazy
I think
thing.
this is what it was. I think the government was trying out a new jet or something like that, and they're like, "Oh dang, we forgot the lights. Who let the new guy on the jet? You know?"
They just
And
forgot to turn off the light switch on all four of
That's
them.
honestly that's what I think.
I don't.
Oh,
think,
I don't think it was 4. I think it was a giant ship. I think they have some giant thing that they don't want to tell anybody
like, something
about.
crazy big.
Some like plane that can fly in space, basically like
Yeah.
a spaceship that can always just like hover around.
like
like
on
a
the brink,
UAV,
like,
like-
right on the brink of like
Yeah, right. Like almost space,
like
not
right on the
space.
brink of the atmosphere. Like
Yeah,
almost
exactly.
vertically.
So I think it's like that.
I believe that aliens are real though, because what is so? I know they have like probably more secret bases, but like Area 51, like what is so secret about that place that you can't even like?
See, but I think
Exactly.
they're trying to deter us. I'm gonna be
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's probably more like top secret bases in that one, and that one's like the one that they show us, so we all go to that one,
exactly.
and we don't pay attention to the other
The
ones. they
other
have.
things.
Because why would they be like, yeah, let's promote it? Like,
Yeah.
no, because they
Yeah.
literally have like
Because-
gas stations and stuff outside.
Because it's like
Yeah.
you don't know exactly where the bases are, but when you look on like Google Maps
Oh,
and
and
go
see
onto
something
random
like-
pieces,
yeah.
there's like random things like
well,
being
everybody's so
placed
fascinated with.
specifically, and there is like nothing that could say
Yeah.
about why there's this triangle or something just
Yeah.
randomly in this
Yeah.
huge land of a huge land. So I mean
Like
I
that,
believe
like
in
that one mirror in the desert that everybody was flocking to and broke it. You know what I'm talking about? It was like a huge thing. It was like just a
Somebody
random,
broke it.
just a random mirror in the middle of the desert. Nobody knows how it got there, and it's probably set by people.
Well,
but-
you see, people are so
Yeah.
fascinated with like America, like doing stuff. I think it's other countries. Because imagine how weird the other countries are.
there's no
being.
way that
like, first of all, China, they don't have to tell anybody. They're like so like solo, and they're like, we control our citizens, we do everything. They don't care. So I think they got probably like the most top secret stuff
Yeah,
because
like, you
they don't care.
yeah.
imagine like they're literally building a microchip plant right there. Like imagine
Mhm.
how many like bases they have here that nobody knows about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But then
Oh,
again, it's
yeah.
like, how many do we have there? But we're more sane, allegedly. I don't think we're being sane anymore, but
No,
we were supposed to be.
I don't know. That's my thing though. It's like
Russia probably has the worst, dude. That's scary. Like Chernobyl and stuff like that. I know it's not
Yeah.
aliens, but it's like,
they
what's
have
going
that.
on?
I think
dude?
Chernobyl's crazy.
That is wild.
Like the elephant's foot and like
Yeah, have you seen the
amount of
show?
radiation. No,
dude, the show Chernobyl on HBO. Gotta
Really?
check it out. It's so
Oh, I've never
good.
seen it. But like it's crazy to think like that big of an explosion, like radiation through the entire. There's people that still live there.
Yep.
Which is crazy to me.
Well, they don't live near the plant anymore because it's blocked off.
yeah, it's
but,
like mutant powers.
but
dude.
now it's like, yeah, the water's infected and stuff like that.
Yeah, the fish are all like messed up. What's his name? That river guy went in there and fished in there. Had like a radiation meter.
Really?
That dude that catches like goes on to catch giant fish and stuff like that. He's
Hmm.
like, I forget his
I
name.
don't know. Yeah, but that guy probably that's what I've seen people go into Chernobyl. You can go there now, but I think there's just still a lot of radiation. But
I
it's just
would
not
never-
as bad.
I don't think I could ever
Mhm.
go there.
Well, because imagine dude, those firefighters and stuff that were first responders, that granite or whatever that was that they were picking up, like, was just melting their hands. It was so radiated. I forget what it was called. It's not granite, but it was basically like what was surrounding, the nuclear part. It's like what was
Oh.
like make sure it didn't get out.
Yeah.
And that they were picking up, they're like, we got to move this gravel. It's not gravel. That this rock that looks like concrete is not. It's fully
Literally
radiated.
The
Yeah.
show.
So then they'd be like, dude, my hand, and their hands are just melting, dude. The show like really depicts it pretty
Radiation
well.
can do that.
Yeah, dude, it'll destroy your hands. It's like it rips apart all your atoms. So it's like
Oh, wow.
it's so bad.
Well, I was watching this one documentary of I think it was part of the military where portions of the Navy they would actually send out huge boats full of their guys and actually release like nuclear bombs in the middle of the ocean, right? And these guys would have to put their sunglasses on
Yeah.
and like
Watch it.
they would have to watch it or not watch it but
But
probably
feel
like turn around
Yeah.
and not physically see it, but just to see like what it can do to someone. And like some guys were just explaining that you could see that it happened because it's like a huge light, but you like move your hand and you could see your bones in your
Yeah.
hand and stuff. Yeah, it's a documentary of these, like it was a long, long time ago, but now these men, I think they're getting money back from it because they used them in incorrect ways where a lot of them died because of all that radiation and stuff from those bombs. So
Oh, man.
yeah, and they weren't huge. They were just
Small.
just so they could see. But yeah, no, there was
It's like
some.
nothing.
Yeah.
To mess with.
Yeah, uh-huh.
See, here's some pictures. So this is from the show, so it's fake, but you see how his face is like that? He
Yeah.
hasn't done anything. He just got there. That's the radiation on his face, and that's true. That's what happens. You see how he's all sunburnt?
Yeah.
It's like that's
Just
basically what's happening.
radiation.
Now this is a real picture. Look at this dude's legs. It literally just eats and rots your flesh and stuff away.
Oh man.
So it's pretty gnarly, dude. Here's a picture of a dog.
Oh man, you didn't show me that.
I don't think that's real, but
No, it was real.
it's a deformed dog, guys. And he
Chernobyl
has,
was such like a
15
crazy
legs.
like a crazy thing, and like that elephant's foot. Like, look right there, that picture of the elephant's foot. It's still like.
Yeah, that's still super.
Did you know
radiated.
that's like they say it's like a spirit? We're looking at the elephant's foot with a picture of like a spirit looking being, like a worker or something. But they say like there's a story about this guy right here in this picture, and they say that's like a spirit of one of the workers that are in there.
It's crazy, dude. It's sad.
Yeah, like that's a real photo. That's not like fake.
All because some dude was like, ignore all the bad signs.
Oh, is that what
Keep
happened?
going." Yeah. You had to watch the show, dude.
I don't have HBO.
Get HBO.
I'll just do it from you.
HBO
No, it's crazy
sponsor us.
that we found like chemicals that can like just destroy bodies
Yeah.
instantly.
Imagine
and-
being at Nagasaki or Hiroshima.
Could you imagine like playing with those chemicals, knowing what they could do?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Demon Core. Have you heard about the Demon Core? Have you heard? You haven't heard about the Demon Core? So like the Demon Core. I'm gonna look up a picture so I can have a visual for you guys in here. So the Demon Core, that's literally a Demon Core, right?
Mhm.
There is like uranium or like radioactive elements in there.
Yeah.
And they had it. That right there is a flathead screwdriver. That guy's holding it with a flathead. And so you have to like maneuver it at this like right angle with that to like, and that's how they do it and safely. That's how they safely can check it out, and then surrounded by that. They're safe. He's safe right now. But that little screwdriver is holding it up at a point where if you drop it or anything, that's when all these atoms come back together, and that's when you get that radiation thing, right? So some scientist was messing with this, and he was doing his little work. He was moving the flathead screwdriver around, dropped it. Okay, nothing happened. Everything was fine. He picked it up, moved it. Dude died in an hour. Yeah, because of that much radiation, dude, came out and spilled on him.
I'm confused on how the screwdriver like.
I don't know. It's scientific stuff, but you can literally see it in this picture right here. This guy's like holding that. Oh, I can't. Oh, there you go. So you see how he's lifting it up with that flathead?
Yeah.
Because if it's solid shut, it like all the atoms like connect to each other,
Oh,
and it
okay.
becomes that.
So
bad
he's
stuff.
separating them from.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
okay.
So like right now they're testing because there's like a safe way of testing it. I don't know how. I don't know all the scientifics behind it, but that's the safe way.
Yeah.
And
What was the
like I
point of
said,
having this though? Like, what were they using it for? Just
probably
scientific?
bombs and stuff like that.
Wow.
That's how they studied it. So these guys are just studying. They weren't like trying to kill people. This is like the government's like study this, and then like okay. So some dude comes in. I don't think he purposely dropped it. It's like somebody like banged on something, scared him, and he
Yeah.
dropped it. And he's like, "Oh no!" Picked it up with his hand, and
Oh,
then
he
he's
picked
like,
it up.
"Yeah." He was like, "All right, everybody mark where your feet are." There's like 4 people in there, or whatever. Everybody marks, and he's like, "All right, I have 2 hours to live. You have this much time to live. You have this much time to live, and you're probably gonna be good because you're that far, but you're probably gonna have cancer and all these bad, horrible things happen to you in the next year or so." And it was like,
So he
what?
knew he was gonna die.
Yeah, they're smart guys. They know exactly what they're messing with, but
Oh man, could you imagine like doing that and then be like, oh, I have an hour to live, like call my family.
oh, I couldn't imagine that, dude.
Be like
What?
Shane Gillis on the plane. Hey, is this Josh from Dale's Auto Body? You fucking suck.
Oh my gosh.
That's so funny.
Shane Gillis is a funny guy.
All right, guys. Well, I think this is a good podcast. No,
I think so
Yeah.
too.
awesome. All right. Well, Nathan, thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah. Well, you want to end it up?
Yeah, well, we had some fun this time around, and I can't wait for the next podcast. So thank you, Nathan, for being here,
Of course.
and we will see you guys next time.